Hello and welcome to the Caravan and Motorhome Club's online virtual club week, where I'm going to be talking to friends and colleagues to find out everything you'll need to know about touring this year and next. Imagine being the director of sites and accommodation right now. All of those club sites, all of the affiliated sites, all of the certificated locations, the CLs. He's the guy who's in charge of making sure they all come up to scratch. And he's on the line right now. So let's say hello. Anthony, how are you?
Hi Matt, how are you today? I'm very well, thank you.
Yeah, also very good. Nice to be in. Look at this, it's like a proper studio.
I know, very posh.
Don't get me wrong, I love being in a motorhome, but this is what this is designed for, is to have chats with people like yourself. Listen, last time we spoke, and I was in that motorhome, you were talking very excitedly about a lot of sites which were being redeveloped. Where are we at now with those sites?
Well, the really good news, Matt, is that we managed to complete the investment programme in 2020. So at Troutbeck Head in the Lake District, Caton Village up near Scarborough, and Penrhos over in Anglesey, North Wales. We managed to complete all three of those particular developments, giving a much greater choice and reinvested facilities for our members to enjoy.
And does that mean that anybody's enjoyed them yet? I mean, it's so difficult to know where we are in the time frame that we've had, Have you managed to fit in a visit in between lockdowns for people?
I have actually. In particular, I went to Caton Village. I did have the luxury of seeing Penrhos when it was still a building site, but haven't had the chance to go back there yet. But I did manage to get to Caton in September. And I must say the site is looking phenomenal. And our experience freedom areas there, we were expanding our offer with new universally accessible units. And I must say that when I went up to see it, and despite that we'd only just finished the work, we've tried to create a meadowland flower bed. And the site looks amazing with poppies everywhere. And I know that our members have now enjoyed the benefits of both the site and the experience freedom opportunities. And they've been absolutely loving it, Matt, as you can imagine, after being cooped up for such a long time. The ability to get back out and enjoy the great outdoors in the pastime they love was amazing for our members.
It does feel like we're going to be like this for a while, possibly in and out of lockdowns and different restrictions. I've found one of the things that really helps is dreaming and getting excited about the possibility of what I can do when I can do it. So tell me about any other sites that you're having redeveloped that are maybe going to be different to the way they were when people last visited.
Well, look, we try to ensure that we invest money back into our sites every single year, and we do lots and lots of minor works, which invariably we'll spend over £1 million on minor work reinvestment every year. But in 2021 in particular, we're looking at ways that we can expand the number of pitches available on the network. As you say, Matt, lots of people will be waiting with bated breath once again to be able to get outside. And if the rest of 2021, once we're allowed out, is anything like 2020 was, then we know that there will be huge demand for our sites. So our focus in 2021 is doing developments that actually add availability and pitches to the network. So we are investing in River Breamish, where we're putting some additional pitches. Barnard Castle, which of course was made very famous as part of the COVID-19 environment. And we're adding additional pitches there. So anybody else that might want to go to Barnard Castle is able to do so. And we're hoping to get all of these developments finished by the time the main season comes around. We're also enhancing our site at Brighton by introducing additional hard standing pitches and also refurbishing some of the existing pitches. And we're also doing that at a number of other sites across the UK as well. So when we are finally, once again, able to allow our members back onto our sites, then we will hopefully have more pitches available for them to enjoy.
No truth in the rumour that the Barnard Castle site will include an on-site optician.
No comment.
Very wise, very wise. Okay, tell me what booking looks like then, because you know it's fine and wonderful that the sites are being redeveloped, but people will be thinking, well, I don't know what's happening in the next 6 months. How is the club approaching the idea of booking in advance?
Well, look, I mean, we have expanded the amount of time in advance people are able to book, and you know, dreaming is a great thing, Matt, and you know, it's important for us that our members are able to book in advance to be able to hopefully fulfil some of those dreams in the months to come. As you say, of course, it's never guaranteed that that's the case, and the one thing we do know about the world in which we're living in at the moment, it is unpredictable. But the way in which the club approaches bookings, certainly at this point in time, is, you know, like many other operators, very flexible. So we are in a position currently where our members are able to make bookings without any deposit and without any penalisation if cancellation needs to be undertaken. So, you know, we have a very, very flexible approach. Clearly, bookings are significantly higher for future dates than they were at this time last year. And we've expanded when people are able to book. Normally it's 12 months in advance, but we've expanded that to about 16 or so months at this point in time. So people are able to book and start dreaming of those things that they are able to enjoy in the future.
Is it going to be on the basis of booking way ahead, or are there still opportunities for members who like to leave it till a week or a few days before?
Well, the beauty of our booking system is that you know, as people cancel, then availability pops back onto our system. And look, there are many members who are much more spur of the moment, love to kind of just go out at the drop of a hat, dependent on the weather. And we have some great tools to be able to help people that want to book in that way. We have late availability information on our website that is being upgraded actually, and will show even more information than it did before. So if you are in the market for a last minute getaway, then, you know, I would guess that in most instances there will be somewhere on our network that you will be able to find availability. And of course, there's not only the club sites, but we also have over 2,200 certificated locations and affiliated sites that members can enjoy also.
Okay, quick pop quiz for you, Anthony. What would you say is the most complained about club site feature here? Because that's what I want to ask my next question about.
Oh, blimey. I mean, that's an interesting one. I would say that probably the most complained about feature is Wi-Fi.
Funny you should say that, because that's exactly what I was going to ask you about. It is one that pops up with alarming regularity. Have you been able, during this downtime, to be able to come up with any solutions?
Look, we've been thinking long and hard about our Wi-Fi provision, and we recognise that in these days of technology, and that's been heightened throughout COVID, that it's a really, really important part of our guests' experience. Of course, it's not as simple as people might think, and the reality is that a lot of our Wi-Fi challenges are not only just governed by the general geography and trees and buildings and the such like around our sites, but also the capability of the incoming network cabling. Now, what we have been looking to do is a way of improving our network cabling coming into our sites. And I'm really pleased to be able to say that we're very well progressed on securing an upgrade program to the vast majority of our sites in order to be able to improve that Wi-Fi signal, improve the speed of the network cabling coming in, and indeed upgrade the hardware that we have on site that then sends that signal around the area. So we are heavily investing into this area. We're very kind of pleased to be able to say that we should be able to make some really good progress in 2021 with our help from BT, and we look forward to being able to give much better Wi-Fi delivery and service at some of those sites in the future. It's going to be very difficult to get to all of our 160 sites in the short term, as BT don't necessarily have the cabling available. But it is our ambition over time that we will be able to at least enhance the vast majority of our site network, certainly in those areas where availability of good quality fibre cabling is available.
It is a big part of people's holiday now, one way or the other. You can say, well, you should be out there in the wilderness, but actually people need information. They need to be in touch with their families. That's what members want. That's the truth. The other thing I want to talk to you about is experience freedom, because again, it's fantastic for those people who make the most of that opportunity. Some members would say, well, hold on. Again, is this taking space from traditional pitches? Are you starting to get feedback from people who use experience freedom that just goes to prove its worth to members as well?
We get a huge amount of feedback on experience freedom, and the amazing thing is that our net promoter score for experience freedom, which is whether or not those people that have utilised and stayed in one of our accommodation units would recommend us to a friend, is incredible. It is so good, and we constantly get feedback in the 90% plus range of people who've enjoyed themselves. Now, of course, as you say, members have really enjoyed it too. And actually 24% of our bookings in 2020 came from members. And so far in 2021, that's looking even larger and even higher again. Now, that's because of a number of different things, really. Firstly, our members want to enjoy different experiences, but also they want to spend time with their extended families who may not have an outfit of their own. And therefore, the ability for their extended family and multi-generational holidays, which are becoming more and more popular, to be able to be all in the same place at the same time, experience freedom really helps with that. And we know that our members and their extended families love spending that time together in the sites where we offer experience freedom. So it is an interesting thing, but so far we have been very limited in taking pictures away from those that might be utilised for traditional touring. And often, we use space that pictures don't exist on. So it's surplus space on our sites that otherwise would go unused, and therefore actually you're able to get the benefits of without reducing the pitches of experience freedom for those wider family get-togethers.
And the pods are fantastic. I mean, they're just fun, aren't they? Is that where you're going to keep it with the pods? Are you going to change the kind of range of accommodation that you're offering?
Well, it's an expanding area of our business, and the one thing that rings true is that in glamping terms, glamping customers want consistent change. They want something new. They want something different. Now, the quality, of course, has always got to be top of our list and will always be top of our list. But expanding the number and type of different units that we have is equally important. And I mentioned earlier about our development in Caton in 2020, and it's so important. We actually managed to put 4 accessible units into our environments, and they are brilliant and allow people that would normally have challenges with staying in that type of accommodation to be able to enjoy all of the experiences that come with being in the great outdoors and glamping. So, not only is it just about changing the type of units, it's also about making them accessible to more and more people. So I'm sure that as time goes by, We will constantly be reviewing what type of units we have, and whether that be solid units or canvas units, but always making sure that we've got a wide variety of choice, but always top quality.
We talk about glamping, we talk about Wi-Fi speeds. Some people might say, well, hold on, I thought this was supposed to be the great outdoors. And for those people, the wide variety of certificated locations that are available, they absolutely fill that gap, don't they?
They do, for sure. And, the beauty of the size of network and the size of membership that we have is that it's all about choice. At the club, we are very, very focused on making sure that across everything that we do, we've got a really wide variety of offers that our members can choose from. And as you say, whether that is a CL in the middle of nowhere that has 5 pitches and a water tap and a waste disposal unit and nothing else, all the way through to our kind of complex sites in seaside resorts, and everywhere and anywhere in between. It's all really important that we have that wide variety so that we can suit all types of requirement. And indeed, actually, there will be some of our members that at one point in time would want to stay at a fully featured resort style environment, and then in 2 weeks' time want something completely different and stay in a CL. That's the benefits of the membership of our club, is that you can pick and choose what's right for you at the right time.
Well, I know it's been a turbulent time, Anthony. I can only imagine the cartwheels you have to go through to make sure that the needs, the desires of the membership are fulfilled during this period. But one thing I know for sure is when we are allowed to get out there again, you're going to be even busier because the demand, I think, is going to be absolutely huge. It's always a pleasure talking to you, Anthony. I wish you the very, very best for the forthcoming season. Maybe one of these days we'll get to hook up and shake hands. I mean, imagine that. In the same room.
Thanks so much, Matt. Really appreciate that. And I know that our site management teams are chomping at the bit once again to meet our members and allowing people back onto our sites.
Anthony, lovely talking. You take care of yourself.
You too, Matt. Thanks ever so much.
Cheers. Bye-bye.